Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to one and all, and welcome to the continued weekend special of Sports Shop, where we discuss everything and anything sport. Today and this evening, well, evening in Trinidad and Tobago, afternoon in California, and we will be discussing bodybuilding and fitness with the lovely, the beautiful, the charismatic, the gorgeous Miss Sandra Amaro.
Thank you.
So, the people didn't come here to hear me speak. They came to hear you speak. I'm just here to ask questions, plug in little holes, fill little voids, than misconceptions that persons may have about the sport and discipline that is bodybuilding, as well as fitness in general, because you are a personal trainer as well.
Correct.
Okay, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And this is Sports Shop, and Andrew Sport and Entertainment Consultancy Production. I am your host, the Akil Samuel. So, first up, man, first question. What inspired you to pursue bodybuilding, and how did you get started in this sport?
So, starting off, I've always been an athlete from, elementary school, playing basketball, track, baseball or softball for one day. And then just getting into my adult years, still continue to play. And my mom, when she was alive and younger, she used to bodybuild in her day. And so when I started off, it was one of those things where I did it to help her because she was diagnosed with cancer. And it just became my passion. And she told me, she goes, go for it. You got the talent for it. I believe in you. Get on that stage and go kill it. And so from that point on, it was just like full force straight ahead.
Okay, so very simplified and understanding. And we know that this journey from amateur to pro is, for some, it's a bit straightforward, and for some, it's a bit of a roller coaster. And
Right.
we know that, well, for me, being a semi-retired athlete, a semi-retired athlete, we understand that certain disciplines require certain training and stuff like that. So can you describe your training regimen and how it has evolved over time?
Oh, it has definitely evolved. Starting off, I was one of those people that would train every single day. Like that was my life. I have to go to the gym. I have to go to the gym, right? And not giving my body enough rest and recovery. And then it evolved to actually understanding, how muscle building works and knowing that you need the rest. And knowing that, I train. I don't do more than I need to do now with being in the pro league, right? I train what I need to work on, and that's it. And I make sure I recover from it, whether that's in the sauna, massages, my baths. I love my Epsom salt baths. So just knowing what your body needs, and that's how I train. And knowing, what needs to grow or slim down on will determine my training as well.
Okay, very well, very well. That's very well put. I'm understanding that as you age, I'm a martial artist by trade, and they're trying to get me back out on the circuit to do fighting, and I'm telling them, like, guys, hold it. This is a young man's game now. Now, I'm not no old man, but I know spring chicken either.
You need to take old out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm not old at all. So you see that Being an athlete, you begin to understand your body even more as you get better in the discipline, and you
Absolutely.
see you now have a better understanding of your body when it's peak time, when what part of the year is peak time, what part of the year you you kind of struggle with. So it's not just about working out, but being a
Correct.
pro athlete, you have to understand how to diet or how to have proper nutrition
Correct.
in that. So
Your
what does
nutrition.
your yeah, yeah. So what does your nutrition plan look like? And we know for a bodybuilder, meal prepping is totally. I've never, in doing my research,
It's
I've
crucial.
listen to me. I've never seen athletes like a bodybuilder stick to a regimen in terms of
Yes.
dieting. So explain to us what a nutrition plan for an amateur bodybuilder looks like as compared to a pro, and how do you manage that meal prep?
So, first off, everyone's going to be different, right? Their plans are going to look different. We may be on a journey of bodybuilding, but everybody's journey is different. So, how that looks like for the next person is going to be completely different from what my nutritional plan looks like, right? Our bodies just require, different things from your caloric intake, your fats, your carbs, your proteins. Everybody's going to require something a little bit different. Even for myself, depending on what phase of my training is in, my meal plan is going to look different. So as soon as I adjust to one plan, it changes, right? But what I can say is I eat jasmine rice every single day, oatmeal, fish, chicken, ground turkey. My diet is clean, and of course, you don't deviate at all. You don't deviate, especially during prep. Prep is crucial because the smallest things can make a huge difference on whether you drop that extra percent body fat or not, right?
Yes,
So every Sunday, I'm in the kitchen cooking, meal prepping, ready to go. I take my meals everywhere with me. I have my meal bag. So I carry that around with me everywhere because, like clockwork, I'm like, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Let me just grab, one of my containers out of my bag. So, but it's all clean. I don't eat out. Everything is cooked at home by me.
well, that's the demands of a pro athlete, and I can't. You had me with everything there except the oatmeal. Can't
You don't
do
like oatmeal? It's so healthy. It's good for you.
as much. Ever since I was a child, I never liked oatmeal. You will quicker get me to eat vegetables than a bowl of oatmeal. I don't know, just something about oatmeal and porridge and those things. I just can't stomach it. Um, Being a pro, we understand the demands that comes with nutrition. I spoke with a bodybuilder out of Jamaica a few weeks ago, and she was talking about the demands from training to meals. And being a pro, I know it is a bit more challenging as you integrate it into your personal life. Because most people will think that the more success you have, somehow automatically they think you have more free time and more
Not at all.
freedom, right? Um, and more as I grow in business, I'm beginning to understand like, oh, I thought I would have had more time, but nope, I had to focus on this and I got to finish it. So, how do you balance the demands of training with other aspects of your life, such as work or family?
You know what? Planning. I do a lot of planning, and I always have a backup plan and a backup to that plan, right? So me personally, I'm up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. so that I can get up, train, be back home, take my babies to school, come back, work, right, after work, and then I have my clients. So it's all about planning, and making sure that I have my routine and I'm sticking to it, right? And then, just like your meal prepping, same thing. You just have to balance it out, have your routine, and try not to deviate from it. And if you do have to, make sure you have a backup plan, right? So that you can stay on track.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand that. That is words of advice that planning is a crucial aspect in anything. Once you have a good plan and
Absolutely.
ability to execute the plan, a lot of people just forget that part. Just planning,
It's just like
that is
a
wonderful.
person that walks in the gym with no plan, right? They're aimlessly wandering around like, okay, what do I do now? So you have to have a plan. You have to.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Shop, and we are discussing bodybuilding and fitness with the lovely Miss Sandra Amaro. I'm seeing someone called Muhammad Saif. You know Muhammad Saif? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Muhammad.
Uh, I don't see that. Sorry, I must have missed
Okay.
it.
Oh no. It's a request to come in. So I don't want to bring in no one that you're not familiar with or not no I. So MUHANNAD_SAIF4. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. So moving on. Now, if you have a question, you can post it in the comments, and Miss Sandra will do her best to answer it as well. Um, Now, in sports in general, there are a lot of misconceptions about sport and fitness and bodybuilding, and more so when it comes to females. And I'm seeing some monster females out there. I'm like, God, it's like, wow. When I see some of the physiques on some of these females, I'm like, yo, make my muscles and my body just deflate, you know. But I admire 100% any athlete, male or female, that puts in the work into their discipline to create something that is not natural, but at the same time do it naturally or in a
Right.
natural process. And that takes a lot of work. So, what are some of the misconceptions, common misconceptions about female bodybuilders? Because you are a pro bodybuilder as well as a trainer, so you would
Right.
have a wealth of information on this. What are some of the misconceptions about female bodybuilders that you would like to address?
So the number one thing that I hear often, especially when I tell my clients you need to eat, right? You have to eat. Most people don't eat enough. You have to eat. And the first thing out their mouth is, I don't want to get big, right? No, you're not going to get big. Um, Bodybuilding, lifting weights, weight training, you are not going to get big, right? But you do need to eat. And that's what a lot of women that I encounter, that's their one complaint is, I don't want to be massive. I just want to be petite. Because, us as a society, we have this stigma that women should be skinny and 100 pounds. And, so,
I'm
right?
sorry, I apologize. Let me keep it professional. Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
And so when I meet these people and they come in and they start to eat and they start to lift, they're like, oh, you were right. We're not going to get big. And I feel so much better. And I'm burning just as much calories as I would being on a treadmill. So that's the one thing I would say is the misconception is that you're not going to be huge. you know, you're just going to be more defined, less body fat, and be you, right? And everybody's different. You can't expect to look like somebody else. Everybody's different. So
True that, true that. Words wisely said. Trying to do three things here at the same time. And and I do believe that is something some persons get wrong. And they need to understand is the more energy you output is the more energy you need to input. So you are naturally you're going to eat more. So even
right.
I agree with that. So even some of the students I train who are teenagers and young persons like they want to know how they're eating so much because I say you're exercising more.
Yes,
You're
you're burning
working
those
out more.
calories.
You're burning that out. So some of the parents are complaining as like as soon as they reach home, they're just eating. I was like, yes, that is normal. That is
Yes,
normal.
it is.
It is
It's definitely
normal.
normal. You have to feed your body, right? I say this, you need to treat your body like that Ferrari. You put gas in it, you take it in for maintenance. You need to treat your body the same way. Your body's your temple, right? Your health is
It is.
well. So you need to treat it the same exact way. You need to take care of it.
Exactly. 100% I agree. So moving on, we're getting some interesting answers here, and I like what I'm hearing. So it's allowing me as well to become more educated in the discipline of bodybuilding. And when you're on the road and competing, I know it will have certain competitions where you will be weekends after weekends, you may be out, and long stretches of this competition can make you a bit lethargic and tired. Because you know sometimes you might have to dehydrate the body a little bit to let that skin lie down on the muscle. Yeah,
Right.
I do my little research. I do my little research. You know, you had to lack a little water to let that skin lie down on the muscle. So I always wondered sometimes in movies or especially, but I was like, it's not the oil making those muscles pop that much. So I'm gonna say, yeah, and there's like no, it's a technique where you restrict a lot of water out of your body. So when your skin lies down on your muscles and you pop, everything just accentuates. And I know it you would have ups and downs like yourself and other competitors. So how do you stay motivated during tough training periods or competition preparation or competition time?
Um, for me, I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? So we put ourselves through all of the pain and the suffering during prep, right? Just making the sacrifices that we have to make, you know. So I turn into a hermit during prep. I'm 100% focused on my goal, but I know it's going to be worth it when I'm on that stage displaying and showcasing what I worked so hard for within that past 12 weeks or you know however long my prep was. And that's what makes it all worth it. And on top of that, knowing that I have a great support system and how proud they are of me. I do it for them. I do it for myself. I'm not the type of person that will just give up and quit. So that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated to step on that stage, knowing that I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm dehydrated. But when you look back, I'm like, I did it, right? You feel so accomplished.
That's good. That's good. That's good. You stated that you have been involved in sports from a young child. I know sometimes you may get looks when you're in the gym or when you're walking in the street, you know, and women, and sometimes you may be aware that persons are watching you, and sometimes you're not aware of who you are influencing indirectly. What advice would you give to women who are considering starting their own bodybuilding journey, whether it be at an amateur or professional level?
You know what? I would tell them just start. Just take a leap, right? Jump off of that cliff and just start. You don't have to initially get into it to be on stage, right? I think of it as more of a health thing and just being healthy in general. Do it for that. You don't have to necessarily do it to be on stage. But if you get to a point where you want to compete, then you already have your routine, you know, you already have the discipline to be able to jump in and do it. But you have to start, you have to make the first step. Go talk to somebody, right? Go get a coach. I have a coach. And just be well informed of what it's all about and how it can change and affect your life, right? For the better.
True that. Okay. Fair enough. Simple and straightforward and straight to the point. I like that. Just do it.
Just do it. Don't think about it because you
Just do it.
will talk
So,
yourself out of everything that you want to do.
yep.
So you just have to start. And I tell everybody, feel free to reach out, ask questions, you know. But that's the thing. You have to start. You can't just keep talking about it.
Okay. Fair
You have to
enough.
just do it and have a
Yeah.
plan.
Plan. Yeah, we see, get back to the planning, ladies and gentlemen. We get back to the planning,
Right.
executing that plan. Um, so how long have you been a pro bodybuilder?
I just turned pro recently. What, June of this year? So yeah, it was exciting. Man, I just felt so blessed and honored to be on that stage and get my pro card. You know, I give props to my coach for putting up with me. I asked a lot of questions, and he's just like, just looks at me. But yeah, I went pro earlier this year. I did my pro debut. Um, has it been a month? Probably almost a month ago now in Daytona, top five. And I am so extremely, you know, grateful to be on stage with some of the women that I've been watching, you know, for years as pros. So it was humbling, and I am just blessed to say I made top five. So
Fair enough.
yeah,
I like that. Speaking of that, you said you recently turned pro and you performed in Daytona about a month ago. Can you share a memorable experience from competition and the significant impact that it had on you?
oh, I had the perfect situation. So I started off in wellness. I was a wellness athlete. Um, my lower body was just dominant, and eventually I just outgrew it. And so I decided to switch classes last year, and I was going to go into figure. So I fly to Virginia, I meet up with my coach, we're getting ready to get on stage, and we start talking, and he goes, I think you should do physique. I was like, next year, right? And so ended up, he's like, no, this weekend. So I had 24 hours, literally 24 hours to learn the posing. I felt I was horrible at it, but I got on stage, took over all. I was like, yeah, you're right. I should have did physique. And I absolutely love it. I don't have to wear the heels, feel like I'm about to trip on stage, right? But that was the most memorable moment so far that I have
Yes, so that is wonderful. Um,
had.
that is wonderful. That is wonderful. Yes. So we understand as a pro athlete that, or amateur, semi-pro, pro, once you're doing any at any level and you're really committing your time and your energy into it, sometimes it is easy to feel demotivated. It is easy to feel deflated, um, especially in the sport of bodybuilding. You can correct me as we go along. And sometimes sometimes it may from a fan looking at it, I can judge it from that. It seems sometimes that I'll stick on the female side because that's who I'm talking to. That it seems somewhat a bit difficult for women in the sport when fans don't understand or persons in the business don't understand certain sacrifices that are being made for you to just even show up. We need talking about competing,
Right.
just to reach or show. So how do you approach the mental health and self-image in the discipline that can sometimes be focused on just your look and your aesthetics?
So for me, I feel that bodybuilding is not just physical, right? It's your mind, body, and soul. Um, I do a lot of meditating, journaling, and just, surrounding myself with supportive people, individuals, right? And for me, I tell myself that not everyone's going to know the challenges that I face, because sometimes we have to walk that path alone. A lot of the times we have to walk that path alone. And so I can't expect anyone to sympathize because they don't know my journey, right? The only thing I can do is know my journey and know how to navigate through it so that I can be successful.
Okay.
I can't let that keep me down.
Okay. Good words, wise words. We're going to wrap up soon. So let's just ask a few more questions. Um, who are some of your role models or superheroes in this business, currently or past?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say number one is George Glass, the godfather of bodybuilding. I had the pleasure of meeting him earlier this year. I was shocked. I was starstruck, right? So I was just like, it's Charles Glass. My coach was like, you see who's over there? And you know what? Somebody that I follow and respect is Dana Lane Bailey. Oh my gosh, I love that woman. Um, so yeah, if I had to pick two, those are my top two right there.
Okay, fair enough. So let's do some speed questions before I go into the final question. What does Miss Sandra like to do for fun?
What is fun? You know what? Fun for me is going to the gym. But
I'm not surprised by that answer.
but if I'm with my close circle, then it would be karaoke. Even though I can't sing to save my life.
Are you an outdoor or indoor person?
I am, it depends, right? I can be an indoor person, but I love the beach. I love to go hiking. Um, just relaxing at a park, right? Having a picnic, just chill. I'm one of those people that at this age, I'm not old, but at this age, I just like to do things that I can relax, right? Or something that's going to get my heart pumping. So hiking is definitely number one. The beach for a relaxation day type of thing. So, but I can go either way, depending on what I'm doing and who I'm with. I can make any situation fun.
Last great show or movie you watched?
Oh my gosh, I don't watch too much TV unless I'm doing a lot of cardio. So when I am doing cardio, what was it? I was watching Japanese anime. I was watching Naruto. So went through the whole season of Naruto. Yes, we like Japanese anime around here.
Oh, I love anime. Um, um, love anime. Okay.
Yes.
If we start to talk about that, we go into a different topic. Let's stay on topic. Um, last great book you read?
Um, you know what? It would have to be The Subtle Art of Not Giving a I know, right?
Ah,
Excuse my language, but that's the title of the book. Great
no,
book.
that's all right. I'll fix it in editing. I'll fix it in editing. In post, I'll fix it. That's all right. That's all right. If the people in the church come after me, it's all right. Yeah, let them talk. It's okay. I know who loves me. But last time, when's the last time you laughed really loud? And like a good belly laugh, something that makes you eat your belly and your stomach. Like, good laugh.
Laugh. When was the last time I did that? You know what? People are probably going to look at me crazy for this, but it was probably when my son tripped and fell. I know, this is so dark, right?
No, oh my
But I
gosh.
made sure he was okay
I
first.
you share that sentiment. People has watched me as though I'm crazy. I love I love a good trip and fall. A good trip and fall. Oh my god.
Right?
I, I apologize. I apologize. I
Especially if
apologize.
it's in slow motion, like, ah.
Oh my gosh. A good trip and fall makes me laugh. Anyway,
Yeah, I know that's so wrong, but it was.
it is.
I made sure he was okay first, right?
Of course. Of course. 100% of course. When was the last time you cried?
The last time I cried, oh, I would have to say earlier this year. You know, having a heart to heart with my coach, and it was one of those things where it's conversation where you have to hear it, and you just be like, oh, you know. So yeah.
Okay. Final
I try not to
question.
cry too much. I have a policy in my lab: no crying in the gym. Bodybuilders don't cry.
Athletes, man. Oh gosh. Hardcore till the end. Hardcore to the end. So final question. What are your future goals in bodybuilding and how do you plan to achieve them?
So my number one goal is to be on the Olympia stage. And to achieve that, I'm gonna keep being dedicated, keep working hard, keep training, and leveling up, right? There's some great competition out there that I admire. And I have to keep moving forward and doing what I'm doing and stay focused so that I can make it on that stage.
Okay, fair enough. So ladies and gentlemen, we were chatting with Miss Sandra Amaro, the the Cali killer. I think I'll give you your bodybuilding name. The Cali killer. Yeah, I think hopefully it may catch on, the Cali killer.
The Cali Killer, as
The Cali.
my athlete right there calls me, Coach Major Pain. At least I'm nice about
No, it's all
it.
right. It's all right. Uh, Sometimes it needs to be a bit tough so you would know how to deal with pressure.
But I do it with love. Like our parents used to say, I do it because I love you, right? It's going to
No,
hurt
no.
me way more than it hurts you.
No, we're not mean for being mean sake. You have to know how to deal with pressure. Once you
Right.
have the ability to deal with pressure, when it comes, you don't break down.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, right? So,
Yes, you.
hey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we were chatting with Miss Sandra Amaro out in California, professional bodybuilder and professional personal trainer. I thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting my request. We don't know each other personally, but yet, by the grace of God, you answered the request, and this is what it's about. With this program, I am trying to eventually, well, I see it as a podcast, not just an IG live. It's podcasting, and I want to. We do have a bodybuilding federation down here, but I really want the general public to see and understand different aspects of sport that is out there, and for them to see and really add one for a better word, touch and see what it means to really be a professional athlete out there and that it is achievable. right? No matter what race, creed, or
Absolutely.
color you come from, that it is possible. So I thank you for that. And any closing remarks you want to make?
I would like to also thank you as well for having me. As I told you earlier, I can talk fitness all day long. It's my passion. And for anybody out there that just wants more information on what it's all about, right? Feel free to reach out. I don't bite. And again, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Do enjoy the rest of your afternoon. It's night here, but do enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and God bless.
You as well. God bless.
Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our Sports Shop episode. I thank you very much for joining. And this is me saying God's blessings to you on this fine evening. So, this has been an Andrew Sport and Entertainment Consultancy production. I am your host, Aki Samuel, of Sports Shop, where we discuss everything and anything sport. This is me saying God bless and good night.